Hashtags, all about AYA cancer, covers issues relevant to adolescents and young adults impacted by cancer. Hashtags is a video podcast series presented by 1330 Cancer Connect.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Hashtags.
All about AYA cancer.
I'm Sabrina.
And I'm Steve.
And this episode is a two-part, all about dating and relationships.
Yeah, we got to sit down with Greg and Michaela and had some interesting conversations. I think what I liked most about what we sat down and interviewed them with is just how just free-flowing the conversation was. And it was very easy to talk to them. They were great. I know it's not easy to sit down and talk about some personal stuff like relationships and dating, but it was really, really good insight, and we were really looking forward to showing everybody here about what they had said.
Yeah, and we're really grateful that they were able to sit down with us and be open and kind of bounce off each other. And we covered topics like confidence in dating after you've had cancer, and how soon do you tell someone that you've had cancer when you're in a dating relationship, and how has your perception of yourself changed through your cancer journey. And the cool thing was Michaela and Greg were teenagers when they had their cancer, and then now they're coming back as young adults to talk about their stories. So let's get to it.
For me, it's, at least now, it's kind of just when it comes up as a joke, which is kind of weird to say, like, oh, I joke about my cancer, but it's just so normal that, like, it's not like a malicious joke, it's just kind of, like, how I deal with it. So it's kind of, if it just comes up in conversation, like, actually, weirdly enough, I was playing, like, Never Have I Ever, and one of them was like, never have I ever shaved my head or like been bald, and I like put my finger down and they're like, what do you mean? And I was like, oh, well, like I had cancer, and they were like, what? And the game got like very serious all of a sudden, and I was like, it's not that big of a deal, like I'm fine now. But I don't know, I don't really have a thing. I know right after I was done, I had planned to like not tell anyone, because I had like had it in high school, everyone knew it, and then I was like, okay, when I go to college, I'm not going to tell anyone, no one's going to find out, because I, in my head from high school, was like, oh, it's like the cancer girl.
Right. Yeah.
And so, yeah, and I was like, and even now, like, people, we went to high school together, even now people will be like, oh, do you know Michaela? And they're like, I don't know, and they're like, the cancer girl, and they're like, oh, yeah, I know her, and I'm like, hey, cancer girl.
Yeah. Great, yeah. I would agree. I don't really, like, make a point to bring it up. I think for me now it's more, and normally it comes up when somebody asks about my scars, because I have a lot of scars for some, so they're, what is that from, obviously, and that's normally how it comes up. I don't know, I think I was kind of the same way going to college. I didn't want it to be like a defining factor, and I never really wanted it to be a defining factor, and so I kind of try and downplay it a little bit. But it's always kind of, a big deal when somebody finds out.
I don't think I really thought it as like, okay, now I feel like good to start dating again, but I was definitely more confident in myself as a person and like what I valued, so I think that made me like more keen of like what I would want when I had a relationship. Like I would much prefer, like I think that's why I'm kind of glad I didn't have a relationship during treatment either. I know I like said to my boyfriend recently, I was like, you're so nice, I wish you were there, and he was like, yeah, me too, but then you wouldn't be as confident as you are in yourself and have that, like, as a girl, you're bald, you're walking around with it. I never, like, wore a wig, and it gave me that confidence to be like, you know what, like, I'm cool like this, and I'm good. And then that then transferred to a relationship where I wasn't as shy, wasn't as nervous, and it kind of just would come naturally. I wasn't really like, okay, now I'm ready. I think the thing that for me was like, now I'm ready, was like me processing my cancer, because during treatment I didn't like process it as well, like for myself, as I should have, because it just goes so fast. And at the end I was like, whoa, I need to like sit back and think about like what actually just happened. So it was more of that than like a confidence sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of run on a marathon. You're kind of just going. You take what comes at you because there's nothing else you really can do, right? And so I think, I agree. I don't think I ever went through the thought process, I'm ready to date. But there's certainly a level of confidence that you gain through going through, sort of like anything, if you go through a difficult situation, you come out of it stronger and more confident in who you are and what you, like you said, what you believe in.
I think for me, in like a beauty aspect, which sounds really weird, but like before my cancer, I was definitely that high school girl who like set my alarm like 2 hours early and was like straighten my hair, get my makeup on. And I think going through treatment, being bald, being sick, like I didn't care to put makeup on. I wasn't going to, it wasn't happening. Like I didn't care. And I think from that I was like, you know what, like I'm actually really okay with how I look and I'm fine with that. And that kind of confidence grew in me. And then I think just the idea that like, I did that. And I think for me, the confidence of like, I did that was actually other people being like, oh my God, that's like amazing. Where like, for me, it was like, I just sat there, got the treatment, like it sucked, it wasn't great, but I didn't think of it as like, as big or as accomplishing as it was. So I think that confidence came from other people where like the beauty aspect came from just like, I guess being so torn down to like your basic self every day and thinking like, you know what, like all this other crap is going on, like this is something I am happy about. And it, I was like, all right, I'm confident with no makeup and bald, and I just fine with that. Now walk around, a lovely photo and braces too at the same time.
That.
So that just, like, it was like, you know what, there's no way I'm gonna look normal right now, so like let's just embrace it. Like braces, bald, high school, like let's do it all at once. I was so excited too because I like always had really bad teeth, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna get braces, I'm gonna be so hot. And then it was like, I think like 6 months into having my braces, they're like, oh, you have cancer. And I was like, what the and I postponed the braces because they were like, well, you're gonna have like open sores in your mouth, so we're gonna have to like wait to do dental work. And I was like, no, what do you mean? Like,